Have you ever had a moment where in an ordinary day, something truly extraordinary strikes you with such a sense of beauty and depth of meaning that you realize all those things that you prayed for, all those secret longings and soul yearnings didn't go unheard and are finally here being fulfilled? You're about to. I keep having this vision, and it's from the perspective of being the rider, bareback, on a white mare, galloping through a wide open field, a field of gold. It looks like it's harvest time. And there's just the hands holding on to the mane and the body merged with the horses. It feels so much like moving as one entity, even though there's the awareness of being the rider. And there's this feeling of absolute exhilaration with it. And I get to a point in this vision where then I feel as if I'm raising my body up and opening my arms wide and throwing my head back. And it's just a feeling of complete, absolute freedom. Freedom. And also a sense of utter vulnerability. That there could be at any moment an arrow that pierces the heart. And yet completely giving over to that experience. And then the vision ends. And this is something that has been coming in for quite a few nights now. It actually started coming in with the grand water trine that is in full force that we're moving through at this time. And currently we have a very auspicious Venus trine Jupiter transit going on. It's going to bring so many unexpected, delightful, magical surprises into people's lives. And it's really true. It's the first of the blessings that are coming in Sagittarius season. We just moved into Sagittarius season. And it's very fitting in relation to this vision. Because as I come out of these meditations after having this vision, and it continues to grow every night when I'm meditating in the small hours, I get a little bit more of the imagery coming in. And the last time I heard, I am Epona's wild daughter. And it made me think of Epona's wild daughter in Brian Froud's fairy oracle. But Epona is a goddess. She is a goddess that is deeply connected with the horse. And she has a successor from Welsh tradition that most people are more familiar with, which is Rhiannon. Epona is a Gaelic tradition. And she came to be known in different forms by different names all throughout Britain and even in Rome. And she carries an energy signature that provides protection and brings the harvest, but also has a little bit of a Valkyrie quality to her. Very Venusian, you could say. Has a similar charge. But Epona's wild daughter comes in a challenging form. And she is known to work with the dreamscape. And since we are still technically in the territory of Scorpio in terms of Venus, Venus does not move out of Scorpio into Sagittarius until November 30th. So there's still this last remnant of this subterranean energy to move through. And I feel like that's why Epona's wild daughter is coming in to help us work with this material, because it's the final integration point to be able to spot the blessings that want to come in here. And I think this piece is really important because so much depends at this time on your ability to be able to spy the beauty. And beauty comes in many different forms, and blessings come in many different forms, and sometimes in unexpected ways, and often more brilliantly than we can imagine them, if we can just open ourselves up to the experience. When Epona's wild daughter comes in, she often comes at a time when many of us will feel more broken than we feel broken open. And yet we are being broken open. So we have the capacity to really drink in all of this mana and sweetness that wants to be delivered to us at this time, to really let us know that we're turning a corner here. And this energy is going to continue to build, and this wave that is brought in by that grand water trine will crest, and it will carry us to quite a different shore than we expect to arrive at this current vantage point that we have. So when we're in this space, moving through the last little remnants of Venus and Scorpio, closing out the 8th house mysteries, this can be the time right before you're about to receive something of beauty that the darkness that you have not identified, that you have not called into the light, can clamor to grab hold. And sometimes, if we've ignored things that have been operating beneath the surface, this will most strongly come through in our dreamscape. This is a time when people can be experiencing what feels like breakdown, but it's breakdown to breakthrough. And it has a lot to do with your perception, your relationship with it. We've talked at length about breaking down the boxes and a need to enter into more of a state of mutability so we can go through a transformation that actually has us stepping into the truest, most authentic version of ourselves. That what we're releasing here are the trappings, the things that hold us back, not only in our own expression of creative energy in our lives, but also in the way we relate to others. And so what's truly happening here is cathartic. And it is a thing of beauty. And it's deep, and it's rich, and it's soulful. But there's also the bittersweetness that still remains there. There is that contrasting element of all the heavy stuff you've moved through that you are clearing out. And if you've been very kind with yourself and very patient with yourself throughout this process, and if you've given yourself the space to rest and integrate what you're feeling and to go there, you've started to pluck some diamonds out of the void. You've started to see that there is fruit for your labor. And soon you're going to see the sweet reward, because all of this work that you've been doing to be very conscious of what you used to find incredibly uncomfortable, unable to hold space for, you're going to start to see the way that this has really tempered you, the way that you have been soul-smithed, the way that you have been forged in the fire. And it's given you a gift that you would not receive in any other way. But when we're moving through the territory of Dorsha, Epona's wild daughter, we are often confronted with our greatest fears before we step into our true greatness. And this deserves some pause. This deserves some pause. Yes. This deserves some pause. When you are feeling the fear, ask yourself, what is it keeping you from stepping into? Because there is the waterway there, and it wants to carry you forward in a way that has you holding your power with such an authority that you never have before. And it can be a lot to step into. Your choices do matter at this time. And this is the important start of a very transformational journey. Life is going to go through quite some alterations in the coming months. By the time you arrive at this same point next year, you're not even going to recognize yourself. You have no idea the way that your life is about to shift, but your soul knows. Energetically, you can pick it up. And that's why you may feel anxious, or you may feel timid. You may feel confused, uncertain, maybe even checked out. You may feel afraid. You may feel that just any moment now, the other shoe is going to drop, because you have been living out iterations of former incarnations. But all of that is about to slip away, and you're getting ready to take on a new form. And that new form is going to be the way itself. You are the way. It's not about a road magically appearing on your path. It's you becoming very aware that you are the road. The road rises up out of you. So once you're in alignment with yourself, then all things become possible to you, because you'll know exactly the next step to take. And this is what we're being prepared for at this time. But there is something that is going to come your way, and you have to be able to spot it. You can't spot it, though, if you have your blind spots active. So this is about really allowing yourself to sit in this space while we are waiting for the transition of Venus moving into Sagittarius, where it's going to uplift the energy and it's going to move it into greater expansion, and it's going to bring a sense of optimism. You're going to feel like maybe you can be a little bit more daring. Maybe you can step into the unknown, and you're finally going to start to actually believe that more things are possible. But in the meantime, in the in-between time, you can still have suspicions. So I want to look at this energy so we make sure that we don't miss the opportunity. We don't spy it when it comes around, because the opportunity is to step into our power in a way we never have before. And it's not a power that uses force, and it's not a power that needs to raise its voice, and it's not a power that needs to stamp its feet. It's not a power that clenches its fists. It's not a power that's demanding. It's a power that simply rests within itself. And everything that's needed to fulfill its aim gravitates toward it, magnetizes toward it. And that water that we're moving through with this grand trine, it's a conduit for this power. That was interesting. The card, the way it fell away, I'm wearing this long black velvet skirt, and it slid down my skirt like a waterfall. 14:14 on the clock. Oh wow, look at that. It's the Three of Wands again, you see? All you need to do is just give yourself over to the effortless flow. The more that you can move into this state of total allowing, softening, release, sinking in, and tapping into that more subtle undercurrent of energy, the more that you are going to find that you are just transported there effortlessly. It's just about giving yourself over to the gravitational flow. And it may feel like you're going south, but you're not. You're actually bypassing a long stretch of road that would take you so much more time if you had to go around the waterfall. But to go down the waterfall does require that you move into that space of deep feeling, absolute openness, total receptivity, that you're willing to have your mind blown, that you're willing to see your fulfillment and recognize that it may not be the way that you imagined it, and yet it's exactly what you've been looking for all along. It's exactly what you've been looking for all along. And when you do encounter the fear, understand that the fear is coming to present you with riddles. It's presenting you with clues about what needs to be resolved and maybe where you need to look to find where that resolution has been hidden all along. But something is coming in here that's going to have you covering a great distance quite quickly. I dare say even by the time you start the new year, you're really going to recognize how much distance you've covered, how much something has transformed, how different you feel about the possibilities in your life, and also what's really shifted, in some cases quite radically, in your relationships with others. Wow, and as I said that, turned right up. Ace of Cups. Here comes the unfoldment. Here comes your heart unfurling its petals to let the fulfillment come in. There is a beautiful gift that's being offered here with the Ace of Cups, but you have to be able to recognize it. And so there's something about attuning your vision to experiment as we edge on up to the 30th of November. See if you can challenge yourself to look for the beauty in the world, to look for the beauty within yourself, to look for the beauty within your experience, to look for the beauty in your relationship with others, even relationships where you have struggled with immense challenge, even in those relationships with the one that you have called your nemesis. See if you can find even just a little seed of beauty there, because remember, you have that darkness in your hands. Anything can be planted there. What you plant there, it has a weight. It has a potency to it. And it will grow. It will grow, and it will have more far-reaching effect than you anticipate. So make sure it's something worth nurturing with this Ace of Cups, because it will water this seed that you plant in this moment of pause. It's a very powerful moment that we're in right now as we're waiting to move out of the underworld territory and start to move into the rebirth of Venus energy that will be ushered in on November 30th. And that energy is just going to continue to build momentum as we make our way up to the Stargate that is the Ring of Fire in Aquarius on the 17th of February, 2026. So let's see. Give us some details about this Ace of Cups that we need to be aware of. Oh my goodness. There's a bunch of cards that are flipped up here. Some are flipped up. Some are flipped down. We have a King of Pentacles coming in with the Chariot here. And the Magician behind that. To the Hierophant. and the Queen of Wands to the 10 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles on the split here with the 6 of Wands. Wow. And we got the moon right here. What's hiding behind the moon? Sabotaging influences with the 7 of Swords. You see, these subterranean influences are still there right now. Okay. That was wild how these got all turned around there. Interesting. Okay, so we have a lot of energies on the board here. I mean, I really feel this Queen of Wands energy is representing how we're holding our fire, how we're using our fire. And it is giving us an opportunity to execute our alchemy in such a way where we can create a radical transformation in our life. It begins first with us, though, with some kind of personal victory here. And that's what I really feel is coming in as an initiatory starting point. There's something that you have already planted here for many of you. Something that you've been growing. And the blessings that come in relation to this Venus transit is not just connected to areas of love and creativity and your heart-centered connections with others, or even that position of being in a place of having a newfound compassion towards yourself, really coming into your own heart space. It's also about what you have been pouring your heart into, what you have been growing, what you have been developing, what you've been moving forward with on complete blind faith, but not really seeing necessarily any proof of fulfillment. It's that thing that may have had you in the dark night of the soul, or had you questioning if you were wasting your time, your energy, your efforts. And yet here's the proof that's going to come in. I feel like whatever you have been growing and nurturing up to this point that's been moving quite slowly, or you haven't been seeing any progress, or if you've been in a deeply personal healing process with yourself, we have been moving through that energy of Aries and Chiron. We are having with this Venus trine, we have Mercury and Mars moving into the late degrees of Scorpio. Okay, so there really is something coming through here in relation to that Aries and Chiron energy of that deepest wound of ourselves. And it's recognizing that when we do stay the course, even when it's really tough and we're bumping up against those places that make us feel like we're falling apart, make us feel like we're not in our strength because we're facing all the stuff that we've swept under the rug for so long, that it makes us feel initially when we confront those things that we're at a disadvantage, or we will never be able to overcome certain challenges that have been holding us back. It is something that can make you feel initially defeated, but where you have stayed the course and you've been really consistent, whether this is something you've been going through alone, or you've been doing it within the context of your relationships with others, or even your relationship with a dream that you have, something that you've been trying to breathe life into. At some points, you may have even felt like you've been trying to resuscitate it, like it's been on its last legs. This is where you're getting some kind of personal victory coming in here. This is something that is just for you. It's an arrival point. And it's not something that's just going to be like a feeling of self-worth, although I do think that that's going to be present there, absolutely. This is something tangible, though. This is something that is a gift you're receiving in your material reality. This is an improvement in your health. This is an improvement in just your ability to feel connected and your own place of belonging in the world. This is finally being in a place where you can really feel at peace with your journey, at peace with yourself, and like you are at this point of integration where you don't need the outside validation from anybody else, where you do believe in what you've invested in because now you are starting to see the momentum. There's a very significant arrival point coming in here, a point of recognition where you see how much your investment in your growth, in your dreams, in what you have been nurturing up to this point with very little visible reward has paid off in spades. This is really a moment of arrival here. And it does concern another, ultimately. I see this. It does concern another, ultimately. I feel like there is one who will be coming towards you. This King of Pentacles energy coming in with the Hierophant here. Taurus energy. But see, to me, again, this is really speaking of that Taurus second house. Understanding what we value. Where do we place the value? And there's something that has really come into a place of balance here with the Hierophant. We now have the key. We now feel aligned with our soul's directive. And this is bringing something toward us here, this opportunity with the Chariot. This is the blessing of Jupiter and Cancer. And Jupiter is moving retrograde through Cancer, but it's to kind of bring back around something that you feel you lost back there. But what you lost could never live up to, could never compare to what is coming into alignment for you now. And you will see when this opportunity comes your way, you receive this Ace of Pentacles. And this Ace of Pentacles becomes the 10. Because whatever this is, and whoever is coming towards you here, you recognize that you are wanting to place the value here. This is what you want to root. This is something that you can build on. This is something that is worth its weight in gold. And this is something that is going to be a bit of a legacy. When you look back at this point in your life, you will recognize what a pivotal juncture this was in terms of how your storyline completely shifted. And it had everything to do with you fully recognizing the power that you hold and utilizing it in a very conscious way because of the point of reflection. Sometimes what's needed to actually produce the end result is not to wield the power with so much directive, but rather to give over former expressions of how we used our power to say, lead me, lead me, to just open up to the great mystery of life and say, lead me. Give me that feeling. Give me that feeling in the pit of my belly. That feeling that fills me with a sense of excitement. That feeling that gets me stirred up. That feeling that makes me feel alive again. Like there's meaning, something worth throwing myself into, something that is worth risking everything for. Show me that thing and I will fall into it. I will give myself over to it. I can rest on that power and I can know that I can write it. And the way that I write it is not by taking the reins, but letting go and completely giving myself over to the effortless flow. It's a magic moment. It's concealed right now under the light of the moon. And it's that concealment piece that is really key. because what you can't see, you can misconstrue as being something to be apprehensive about. You can feed the fears at this time, and the fears can cause delay. They can cause delay in what you're wanting to receive until you are willing to face your fear and move beyond it. This is a time in this space where you can call your fears to you. That's why Epona's wild daughter is showing up here, to let you know that before you can really step into this gift that wants to come onto your path, you have to have the courage to greet your fear and to recognize what a powerful moment of transformation it is to know that the fear is present and to move through it anyway. To move through it anyway. Cut of the deck. Let's see what we got here. Do you see? It's shrouded in mystery. It's on the other side of moving through Scorpio's territory. We even see the serpent hinted at here. Finally, the serpent is being released from the wheel. The old skin is being shed. There's the transmutation point. It comes in the letting go. It almost looks like an angel of death. In a way, it is. Death is a gateway to rebirth. And this is the energy that we are moving through. And it's a very potent time. And it's a time that requires so much reverence to understand that you are ready to shed the old form and that you don't know yet what you're becoming and you don't know whatever you are going to find on the other side. But what you do know is that it's you rising up into the form you are meant to be fully embodied in at this time, that it brings gifts with it, that it brings blessings of the process you've been through, the courage you've had to face what you were afraid of, and your ability to allow the fix to come undone and to just give yourself over to this transformational process. Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarian energy. It's absolutely coming in Sagittarius season. And I dare say, Epona, who is a goddess of the underworld, as well as has an association with horses, does carry a Valkyrie sort of energy, but she is also a goddess of the harvest. Her cornucopia will pour out blessings into your life. And her feast day is the 18th of December. So the new moon in Sagittarius comes in the 19th of December. And I really do feel this is when this blessing comes in. So this is an energy, this Venus trine Jupiter energy is something that you'll start to really feel coloring your life as we hit the 30th of November. And then that energy is going to continue to gain momentum. And that's why it's important that you start to tune into the subtleties and make sure that you really have sort of cleared out the cobwebs from those dark corners and the places where you normally don't look. Any last remnants that are there, that you allow yourself to hold this space to really call those things up into the light, to face them, to integrate them, and to look for the beauty in them. That's really going to be the way through at this point. Not looking more at the pain, not looking more at what was wrong, but really challenging yourself to spy the beauty that's there. What did you gain through that experience? Did you learn to trust yourself? Did you learn to speak up for yourself? If you were dealing with opposition, if you were dealing with feeling attacked, if you were dealing with feeling cast aside, Did you learn how to find a sense of self-worth? Did you learn how to rise? Where is the beauty in your storyline? Where is the beauty in your downfall? Because the beauty in your downfall is the thing that you need to plant in that darkness you hold in your hands and nurture that beauty, because that's the beauty that is going to be the stuff of your legend. That is the beauty that is going to be the stuff of your legend. And there's something about really seeing this come to fruition by that new moon in Sagittarius on the 19th of December. Comes in with the signature of the sun. It's a beautiful energy. Empress. Oh, how your garden will grow if you plant that seed wisely. If anything should come through for you at this time, it should be a true recognition of how much power you hold in this moment, and not to squander it. Not to squander it on frivolous, petty things, because the choice you make at this time makes all the difference. Are you going to allow yourself to be cheated out of all of this growth, all of this beauty, all of this recognition of the creativity you hold and all it can seed for your future? It's up to you. So important. Beautiful energy. Energies on the board. Sagittarian energy strongly here. All the fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We got Gemini energy out here. We have Libra. We have Taurus. Pisces. Cancer. All the earth signs there. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Right, look at this beautiful 10 of Cups. Right, it is the fulfillment point. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. This is what we're leading up to. We're getting what we need to nurture the growth, to nurture the earth. So be mindful of what you're planting there. Be mindful of how you hold this power, what you invest in it, because that's what will be watered. And so the same goes. If you plant a seed of darkness, that too will be watered. And you must understand the weight that that holds in terms of your lot. Because we know that what you invest in for yourself is what will be shared. What will be shared, what will grow. The 9 of the Pentacles moves to the 10 of the Pentacles. Let me get an overarching theme to this energy. Yes, foresight. This remains important. Foresight. Because there are unpredictable things that can happen with Uranus in the mix, especially with Uranus and Taurus. We have to remember this. That's why it's important to really make those unconscious parts of the self conscious at this time and get yourself really centered so you can roll with that current as certain things come into your life very unexpectedly, so you can respond spontaneously instead of react. That's how you're going to pull off a bit of a magic trick here. It requires your integrity. You may think you have everything figured out. You don't have everything figured out. There's some unknown stuff heading your way. And it's beauty that you're not expecting. Uranus is coming in with the energy of Venus there, okay? So be prepared, and be prepared by really understanding everything that you've been lugging around, so at least you can hold your peace. You don't have to get swayed by anybody else's perspective. You'll know very clearly where you stand, who you are, what you've learned through the experience you've been through. The last thing you need is to be unconscious of where you have remnants of fear, or where you have certain biases or belief systems in place that prevent you from really receiving this blessing that wants to come in for you, okay? And especially in terms of your relationships with others. So let's get a focal point for us here. And then what I want to do is for each sign, I'm just going to do one round with the Gilded Tarot to see what your blessing is going to be. I thought it'd be kind of fun too, especially at this time where we try to have some gratitude. I mean, every day is a good day for gratitude in my book, but I know more people tend to start to focus on gratitude during the holidays. Look, it comes out again. Do you see? This Ace of Cups is first going to pour into you. It's going to awaken a very special magic within you. It's going to remind you that just to have this life is magical in and of itself. It's a gift in and of itself. But it's going to help lift you up out of all of that murky, heavy energy you've been moving through for so long, and make you really recognize the magic and the beauty that is weaving through your life. It comes in once again with the energy of Venus, and we got Pluto there too. So this is the gift of what rises up out of the time of moving through the underworld. It's a necessary passage to really understand, what am I holding on to that really is just weighing me down? It's not allowing me to rise up into all I'm ready to become at this point. So there's beautiful magics that you are reclaiming here. And you're coming to this place of alignment within yourself. And as you come into alignment within yourself and you understand the way to stand in your power, that you can do that without having to be controlling, that that's not what it's about. And you can understand the strength of quiet power that doesn't need to boast, that doesn't need to throw its weight around. And you bring that more receptive yin quality into balance there. You come into alignment within yourself. Then the road opens. You need both of these aspects from a hermetic standpoint, looking at it through the lens of the wizard that's down there in the South Node right now. We do need to have the ability to have not just the creative potential, but the avenue must be there. And the only way that the avenue and the creativity can get on board is if the masculine and the feminine aspects work cohesively with each other, not divided. So anytime we move into a place where we're really shut down and we're guarding ourselves and we suspect everything and everyone, then we're not in a space where we can even utilize our creative energy. Our creative energy is suppressed. It's held back. And then the avenue tends to just sort of disappear because there's nothing to even present an avenue to work through. You know what I'm saying? You need the creative energy on board in order for the avenue to show up. Once the creative energy comes forward, then as long as you're not in a position where you have to control the creative energy too much, that you can just flow with it and trust what it's telling you to do, what it's telling you to create, what next step you need to take, which just really comes from being in tune with what you're feeling, trusting your intuition, getting out of your head and getting more in your body, activating the Pathfinder where you're really sensing the way forward, where you're not trying to have everything planned out. Sure, have sort of a loose framework of what you plan to do, but don't have it be so set in stone that it's intractable, you know? You want to make room for surprises in this climate because that's what's going to take you on these amazing side quests that have you retrieving magics you never even knew you were looking for, that as you finding answers you never knew you were even seeking. It's going to be the thing that is the answer to everything that you've been looking for. The more that you can just give yourself over to the moment and respond spontaneously, not according to what your head's telling you, but what your heart is telling you, what you're feeling in resonance with. That's going to reveal everything to you. And there's justice here, and there's power here, and there's also alignment here. This is coming into alignment with the muse. This is merging with the muse, drawing down the muse within you, and the bardic path opens. This is drawing that star mate that is your muse. This could be a path that is your muse. Your creative work can be your muse. It can be the thing that lights your soul on fire and that just blasts your heart wide open. This can be a lover or somebody you're partnering with on a creative project or a healing process you're going through that is deeply inspirational. But this is when it all comes into view for you. Beautiful energy. The action will come soon. The action will come soon with Nettle. Soon it will be time to shed that skin because the wheel is going to turn. Pluto, Mars energy there. This is the very last degrees of Scorpio with Mercury and Mars hanging out there. And this is what we are soon going to be called to do. There is a clarifying point that is going to come in here that is going to give us the awareness and the decisiveness we need to know what needs to fall away. The scales will fall from our eyes and we will see the action that needs to be taken clearly. So do be present. Pay attention at this time. All right. Let's do this. And this is going to be quick. We're not going to do a long drawn out read for each sign. I'm seriously going to shuffle the cards, shuffle until one card comes out, and that is going to give the message about the nature of your blessing coming in. I don't want to go too far into it because I also want you to just open up to the mystery of it and to allow yourself to tap into your own intuitive flow, to be able to spot the synchronicities, to be able to spot the signs. And this is just more like a key. It's like a starting point for your exploration as you move through this energy, leading up to that Sagittarian new moon on the 19th. So starting out with Sagittarius at 4737. Ooh, 1110. I like it. Okay, beautiful alignment coming in. Beloved energy coming in for Sagittarius. Beautiful recovery of magics within yourself, perhaps even with another. Coming into alignment in a magical connection. This is something that is a bit of a date with destiny. The wheel turns once again. You find yourself on the higher round of that Ferris wheel in the sky. I like that. Okay, good energy to open up for you, Sagittarius. Coming in very strong. So I do feel like you're already starting to get in touch with the power you hold. You will certainly be in a position of knowing full well how to utilize that power. I do see you very seated in your energy. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. So there's a lot of growth coming in here for you to the tune of the King of Pentacles. So this is really experiencing a lot of progress in terms of your second house. I feel like you're in a place where you really value the wealth of experience you've had, even with the challenging territory you've moved through. There might be something that you are investing in here financially. You're trying to build something for your future. You want something that has roots. You want something that endures. You want something that has solidity to it. I do feel like you're seeing a lot of growth in this regard materially. I feel like you're putting something out there, something you're working on. You're really invested in this. You want to see something get rooted here, not just for the moment, something that endures. I mean, it does have this quality of wanting to root a legacy sort of energy here, something you can leave behind for those who will come after you. And I do feel like you're going to see a lot of growth with this, that not only are you going to feel a lot of fulfillment, a lot of reward through this work, but you also are going to experience a lot of appreciation for what you're putting out there. People will really value what you are sharing here. And I feel like it's paying off financially too. So I see a lot of growth in this regard. In terms of your relationships, there is some offer that is about to be put on the table here to really invest in something with another. And I think however you decide to act on that is going to be the right choice. There's obviously growth here, feeling seated in your power. I do see you investing a lot of energy in what you are planting here, and it's going to pay off. It moves from the Knight to the King, all right? So there is an opportunity coming your way to actualize a dream, make it a reality. This could be something you've been at for a while. Maybe you haven't seen growth up until this point, not the kind of growth you've wanted to see. Be prepared for it to really pay off here. And I'm just kind of cluing in to the grapes that are on the robe of the king here. So I do feel like this is a lot of harvest energy, and I don't know why, but it's kind of like giving me the energy of Bacchus. It's giving me that sort of Dionysian energy. I mean, hello. I mean, you are the centaur, so I feel like there's something to celebrate here. I think you're going to crush it. I think this is a big win, and it really pays off for you, and that's a wonderful sign for your season. Comes in with the energy of 5144 when I went into that. So yeah, you're not going to be held back here. I do see you stepping forward and stepping into something that is the seed for your future, and it's going to grow quite a bit of abundance for you. This looks good. Good energy for you, okay? All right, so let's see what is coming in at 5216 for Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn, you are going to be very surprised when you get to see how you're going to be moving forward. You might have been feeling really held back for a while. I think your path is about to open up in an unexpected way. It may even involve a move. There might be something coming in here that, ooh, I got a lot of sentience around this, okay? There's something opening up here where things have been stalled out, things have been stuck. You're about to move forward in a very surprising way. And this could involve a move, okay? Moving location, okay? Moving from one job to another. There's something about moving out of one situation into another here. I got residential move or business move here. Moving out of a position into another position, something like this. So let's see what comes in here for Capricorn. Look at that. So much movement. Capricorn, you're going places. This might even involve a little bit of travel for you. So you know what we've been saying lately. Next 8 seconds, next 8 minutes, 8 days, 8 weeks. Lots of changes coming in for you. Lots of synchronicities coming in for you. Telling you about this movement, where you're going, what's coming in here. Pay attention. What blessings are coming in here during this Venus trine Jupiter transit for Capricorn? What is coming in here for Capricorn during this Venus trine Jupiter transit? What is coming in for Capricorn? Okay, there's a lot of things that are getting shuffled around right now. That's why there's been so many delays. I feel like there's a lot of movable parts, whatever this is. Woo, it's your wish fulfillment though. Oh, you are going to be so happy when you see what turns out in your favor here. King of Swords in reverse. I feel like this is saying there was some energy that was connected to your past that had become somewhat of a sticking point. And it might even be something that had you kind of going cold or being a little bit shut down, maybe even numbed out. You hadn't really felt any sort of like vigor coming in, like nothing was really lighting you up. This is just being in a place of standstill. I feel like you've been in this position where in some regards you felt very shut down and nothing was making you feel alive. You may have felt really numbed out. You may have felt isolated, alienated. Some of you were dealing with a very difficult person. You could have been living with this person, working with this person, dealing with this person on a regular basis. Somebody very cold, cutting, stern. And there's something here where you were really shut down. But what I see is that you're moving out of this energy. The thaw is coming on. That's what I got. And if you were dealing with a difficult person like this who was problematic, this could be somebody who was very hurtful, very cruel and cutting with their words. Like, you're getting free from this individual. And if this is a situation that you were connected to, a living situation, a work situation, where you just felt like you were going through the motions, you felt just really numbed out, cut off from your sense of vigor. That's how it's coming through. I really feel that whatever this is, this opportunity that's coming your way, it's like opening up the floodgates. I got a lot of sentience with this. It's like so much feeling comes back in for you. It's like you've been numbed out. That's what I feel, like numbed out. And so much feeling comes in for you. And it lights your fire and you're all in with this. It's very exciting change for you. So this is like coming back to life. This is a whole lease on life brought about by this movement. There's some big change for you. It involves moving from one thing to another. And this is something you've been wishing on, waiting for, and it's just about to come through. And it's going to shock you. Something about this shocks you, the direction you're moving in. It could be connected to a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius, all right? There's some kind of transformation here you are not anticipating. Ooh, that's good. Okay, Capricorn. 5813. 1313. Wow. Strong Scorpio signature. Rebirth energy coming in for Aquarius. You could have been dealing with a Scorpio Aquarius. Your blessing may already be hinted at right now. Currently, there might be something that has already started to peer through the veil of the 8th house mysteries. You might be spotting your star coming into view right now. That's a clue. There could be a Scorpio connected with your blessing that's coming in here. What is coming in for Aquarius as their blessing during this Venus trine Jupiter transit? Look at that. Yeah, your star is coming into view. I feel like you have been doing a lot of healing work. You've been doing a lot of reflection. You've been letting a lot go. And I think you've been really doing a lot of integration already. And you're finding your balance. This is good. You're definitely in the waterway. I mean, this is something you've already started, but I think you've just been waiting for that signal. You've been waiting for the signal that it's okay for you to totally like give yourself over to this. There's already something that's drawing you in here. Your energy is coming out real strong here. So whatever comes in here, it is the start of your initiation into that ring of fire that you're going to host in February, okay? It is your destiny. So you're going to have your destiny really coming into view. You get an early preview, Aquarius. So let's see what is coming in for Aquarius as their blessing. Whatever this is, there's like instant soul recognition with it. And I think you feel like your luck is being turned around, you know? You got new wind in your sails that will carry you far. Not going to be docked anymore. Ooh, you got a couple things coming out here. Ooh, okay, you're going to be a little spoiled for choice. I like this. I like this, all right? So I think this is kind of cool because there may have been a lot of times recently when you felt very pressured to act quickly, or maybe you felt like, I'll just take what I can get, like this will do, you know. You may have felt like you didn't have many choices, and that's something that's been a little frustrating for you. It may have been something that made you feel a little bit hemmed in and frustrated, but I feel like you are about to be spoiled for choice. And you're going to have so many options. You're going to see so many options before you by the time you arrive at that Sagittarian new moon on the 19th, that you're going to be able to sort of sit back and go, let me really consider what I want to do here. I think you have more than one appealing opportunity coming your way. You have quite a few cups on offer. That's how I'm picking this up. So this is a nice like grab bag energy. And I think each of these cups offers some point of fulfillment, but there's one here that it's the one. It's your destiny. And I think you're going to enjoy sort of exploring which one you're going to be throwing your whole heart into here. But once you align with that, you're going to be all in. And this is beautiful. I mean, having options is quite a blessing, especially when you felt like you've been held back and you didn't have any options. So I like that for you. That's a really good blessing coming on through. Look at that. I love it. Yeah, I think you're just going to take a moment to sort of like sort it out. Like, okay, where do I want to make the cuts and what am I going to sign on for here? There could be a Sagittarius connected to this. You could have a strong Sagittarius placement. Your energy is very strong here. Also, Scorpio came in. Leo, Taurus could be involved in this situation. But I do think you're going to take your time, you know, because it's kind of fun for you to have options. You could even, you know, this could even be an opportunity to sort of like explore a little bit. Maybe you're going to play the field. Maybe you're newly single. I think you're going to have some appealing opportunities coming your way. But I think there's one that's like your star mate here. That's what I think. And you're going to come into alignment with that one in quite an unexpected way. All right, that's cool energy. All right. Ooh, I got sentience around that. Send a shiver up my spine. I think this person's going to send a shiver up your spine, Aquarius. All right. Calling in the energy of Pisces at 103:51. Well, there's some transformation occurring in your life, Pisces, moving into that Empress energy. You are in the North Node, so you are moving on up. There's gifts that come with this. This is a very fertile moment for you. I do feel those of you, yeah, oh yeah, it's a very fertile moment for you. Those of you who have been trying to conceive, I think that is the blessing that's coming through for you. I got a lot of sentience about that. I also feel there's a lot of creativity pouring through you right now. You might be taking a new action with your work. A lot of sentience around that too, okay? And whatever this is, there's going to be so much growth that comes as a result of it. I feel like you grow personally, but it also brings about a lot of material abundance into your life, okay? So let's see what is coming in here for Pisces. What is coming in here for Pisces with this Venus transit? Well, absolutely in your energy here with the High Priestess, you're absolutely going to feel the intuitive calling to this. It's just something you're going to feel in your bones. Some of you may be getting involved in some kind of spiritual work, something that you feel is more your soul's calling. Some of you could have a metaphysical profession. Maybe you're a reader. You could be a tarot reader, or you could do some other kind of spiritual work, and you're leveling up. Some of you may be growing in your craft. For those of you that are alchemists, you might actually find a path of study. You may be initiating onto a particular path, something that could be opening up for you there as the basis of the matter. But whatever this is, I really do feel that there is something here that comes in that is like soul activation. And you know that when this shows up on the scene, that you are meant to step into this at this point in time. This is what you were born to do, okay? So what is this coming in for Pisces? What is this coming in for Pisces? What is this coming in for Pisces? You also got 2 cards here. Oh, wow, look at that. Any moment now, you're about to drop. You're definitely going through rebirth energy. I mean, this is your energy here. I think the illumination is coming. I think a time waiting around to see the fruits for your labor, the waiting around to see your garden grow. I think that's coming to an end. I mean, this is absolutely you moving into the rebirth of Venus energy. This is beautiful. You're looking good. You're feeling good. There's so much that is growing in your life. And absolutely, if you were trying to conceive, I do see that that will be successful. Okay, so this is being in a beautiful place of growth where you've integrated the lessons of the 4 elementals. You're in your heart space. There's a lot of material blessings coming into your life. And I just feel like you're really at home with yourself. There's also a sense of spiritual growth here. Really good energy. Ooh, on the other side of what was some painful stuff. Ooh, yes, you went through quite a transformation there with the devil. So a lot of you freed yourself from something very unhealthy, something that was terribly binding, and you've made those unconscious aspects of yourself conscious. You've gotten the illumination you needed, and this feels like spiritual reward for work well done that you're going to experience materially. It's really beautiful. And yeah, something new is being born here. I feel that really strongly. Rebirth energy, rebirth Venus energy coming through so powerfully for you. And yeah, you're conceiving something here. For some of you, it's a child. You've been wanting that. You'll know you've been wanting that. If you don't want that, protect yourself, okay? For others of you, it's a creative project, has something to do with your work, but it's very much informed by a real rough passage you went through, what you learned through that, how you grew spiritually, and something that you're passing on to others as well. It's a beautiful energy, but good place to be. Looking good, feeling good, glow up energy. I like it. That's very positive for you, Pisces. Okay, coming in now for Aries. What is coming in for Aries at 1:09:17 on the clock? Well, you're going to find your star. I do see you taking an action. I do see you raising that wand, transforming an area of your life, coming into alignment with your destiny, Aries. Good energy coming out there. What is the blessing coming in for Aries during this Venus trine Jupiter transit leading up to that Sagittarian new moon on the 19th? What is coming in for Aries? What is coming in for Aries? Ah, beautiful. Temperance. Sagittarian energy there. You're coming into a place of balance. You're coming into a place of alignment. You're experiencing a deep healing. This is excellent to see coming in as your baseline energy, especially because you've been hosting Chiron and the deepest wound of the self. You're really feeling like you're at home in yourself again. And there's something that is coming into view here for you. It is the path that leads to your destiny. You're straightening your crown there. And this is you ready to take up more territory now that you have come into this place of balance. Beautiful energy there. A lot of synchronicity happening in your life, so you need to pay attention to that. Signs are going to be coming in for you. They will tell you where you need to go, the next step you need to take. A lot is coming down to divine timing for you. When that divine timing comes in, it's going to be quite magical. You'll be surprised what happens here. But there is something you have transformed. You have alchemized something. It's already underway. So let's see what is coming in here. What is the blessing coming in for Aries during this particular lunar cycle? With this Venus trine Jupiter transit. Ooh, okay, you got 3 cards. Wow, that is such a clear picture. Okay, so you transformed something here. You felt the heat, you transformed it. Something that was really holding you back. You noticed that something was out of balance. This is, wow, what a testimony, man. And you did the work. And you got forged in the fire. You went through the fire test of truth. You did the work. And as a result, you brought something to a state of completion with the world. And that world is about to turn in your favor. You are opening your road, and there's success on the other side of this. You are going to have something to celebrate in a big way with the close of the year. There is going to be an entirely new road opening up for you, and this road promises you success because you took something that was holding you back, something that had controlled you for too long. This is a deep foundational healing that you've done here, and it's going to rise you up in a worldly position of power. So where you felt like success has eluded you, you're going to really experience a turn of fortune. Where you wanted a new beginning, here it comes. There could be some kind of travel in relation to this, some kind of movement related to this. You could be moving, you could be doing something online as well with the world coming in. You may be reaching people at a greater distance. There is some kind of successful outcome in relation to this. It really could have something to do with work online. I see that. Whatever this is, you're celebrating this. There's something to celebrate. Like I see you popping bottles. There is something to celebrate. You'll close the year happy. And there's some kind of success that comes in here. And there might even be like some new work opportunity, something you're working on here that brings a lot of happiness your way. Wow, that looks really good. Okay. You might be freeing yourself from a really like restrictive work situation or changing up the way you work. And something about that is bringing you a lot of fulfillment too. Okay. All right. Taurus coming in at 1:14:10. Right, Taurus, you're balancing something out too. It's bringing about a turning of the wheel of fortune for you. A brand new beginning. You're going through some kind of transformation here. You're going places, kid. That's what I just heard. You may be going somewhere, okay? You may be going somewhere. Something about, you might be getting a new ride. Don't know where that came from. Some of you are getting a new ride. Did you have a new car? All right, let's see. What is the blessing coming in for Taurus during this Venus transit? Trine Jupiter, leading up to that Sagittarius new moon on the 19th. What is this coming in for Taurus? Look at that. Love. I just said, marriage is what brings us together. The Princess Bride, as you wish, okay? It's got a little as you wish energy, okay? Somebody is ready to fulfill your wishes. Your wish is my command, okay? Even if it doesn't seem like it's going to lead to marriage now, it looks like there's some kind of merger happening here. It could be a business merger, but it really looks like love to me, all right? It looks like a date with destiny. We got Queen of Wands here. That's your energy. I mean, I like this. It looks like you're in a position of power here where you really get to call the shots about what works for you, what doesn't. Maybe that's where the as you wish energy is coming in from. Okay, could be strong Leo connection coming in with this, or a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius could be involved too. But I feel like this is just you really feeling yourself, you know? You feel like, I look good, I smell good, I know what I'm working with, I know how to work it, and something here is gaining you a lot of favor, and I do feel like you got somebody here that your wish is their command. And I think for you, this is a bit of a dream come true. You may have even called this in. You may have manifested this. You might have set this in motion a long time ago. You had a very specific idea of exactly, you know, the kind of person you wanted, and you kept your sights on that, and you let go enough to allow life to deliver it to you. But I think for a lot of you, this has to do with love. Some dream you've had about a relationship. You could already be married, and this could be like a second wind in your marriage too, or a long-term relationship, just feeling like the fire come back as well. But whatever this is, if you're single here, I feel like you got a lot of opportunities coming your way, but there's somebody quite special that's coming into view here for you. And I don't know, this could be the one. That's what I got. This could be the one. And I think you're going to enjoy being in this position. You look really good too. I see that. You're looking good, feeling good, as you wish. In some regard here, it could even be, if it's not related romantically, it could be that you're getting your way in a situation, like, and it could be something you've been trying to hash out with a friend or a family member, but you're going to be happy how this turns out. It works out in your favor. You get what you want. Your wish is fulfilled here. That's what I got. As you wish. Yep, it will come to you swiftly too. We got Knight of Wands energy. Watch how your wish comes to fruition faster than you expected. Maybe you've been waiting a while for this. Looks like it turns out in your favor, Taurus. So that's good. Yeah, I like it. All right. You may have felt like you were kind of on the outs for a while, and now I feel like you finally, you know, feel like the warmth coming back in. Oof, yeah, something was a little difficult to sort out there, but you're getting what you want, so that looks good. All right, Gemini coming in at 1:18:54. All right, Gemini, so you're already on your row. You may feel like you're already on that wizard time. You feel very much in a place of spiritual reflection. You've been kind of looking at your life and finding your way here and acting on your wisdom from lessons learned. So let's see what is coming in here for Gemini. What is coming in here for Gemini? What blessing is coming in for Gemini during this cycle? What blessing is coming in for Gemini during this cycle? Whew. Things are going to be moving for you too. I mean, we got a lot of movement here. Next 8 seconds, next 8 minutes, next 8 hours, next 8 days, 8 weeks. Your life is going to be transformed, but do pay attention to those 8 synchronicities. It does matter. There's a lot of information coming in here, a lot of messages coming in here, a lot of movement coming in here, a lot of opportunities coming in here. You may be doing some travel. You may be relocating. There could be the arrows of love firing off here as well. You may be getting some love messages that make your heart flutter a little bit. But this is a lot happening here, a lot moving. So where you have felt alone, I don't think you're going to be alone for long. You're going to be on the go. And you're going to feel like a sense of excitement coming in here. There's enthusiasm here. And a lot to talk about. Ooh, interesting. Huh. So we have 4 of Wands in reverse to the 6 of Cups in reverse. So I feel like you recently, or you're about to free yourself from some kind of long-standing situation. And this could be a situation that involves somebody that you considered a soulmate. It could involve a living situation, maybe where you were sharing space with a lover. It could be a marriage has come to an end, or some kind of family dynamic has come to a close. Yeah, judgment about this, okay? There was some kind of judgment called here, but this, whatever went down here, it's the very thing that brings a revival in your life. There's some kind of renewal on the other side of this, and you'll be quite surprised about how everything turns out. This is a very positive energy coming in here with judgment, Sagittarian energy. So there's something here where you were experiencing maybe some issues in a family dynamic. I do feel like something's going to turn around here. Something's going to be revived in the most unexpected way, where you did find yourself splitting up in a serious relationship. Something came to a close, especially if you were married or you were living with each other. Something is coming in here. There's some kind of news coming in here that makes you feel like you're coming back to life again. I feel like you've been moving solo for a while, or even if you've been in a relationship, you may have felt like you were on your own, and something is about to turn around here. You're getting some kind of news, and it's like it brings you back to life again. Brings you back to life, and you recognize that where that went down, it was actually to your advantage. This needed to happen because of what it makes possible. So if you've been moving through a really difficult time and dealing with loss, be prepared to see the renewal energy coming in. There's a new beginning coming in here, and it's something that shows you what's on the other side of what was released. And in some cases, you're turning around a family disagreement or healing in a key relationship, and something is possible that was never possible before. Wouldn't have been possible if you hadn't have gone through that experience. So it's good energy, judgment in your favor. If you are dealing with a situation too, a divorce, and things are finalized, and there's been some kind of battle going on in relation to child support or just the divvying up of assets, I do feel like there's something that comes through just in the nick of time, and it's decided in your favor. So it looks pretty good for you, Gemini, okay? some verdict in your favor in some kind of legal dispute I got coming in relation to that. Might have something to do with a home, a family situation, or a marriage, a relationship. Could even involve a child, okay? Whatever this is, works out in your favor. I got a lot of sentience around that. Gives you a second wind, okay? Gives you hope. Makes you feel like you have something to feel optimistic about for your future when maybe you've been moving through some real tough territory, right? Okay, Cancer. What is coming in for Cancer during this Venus trine Jupiter cycle? Cancer coming in at 124.47. Cancer, something's being balanced out for you. Justice in your favor in a situation gives you a new beginning. You're getting out of the crossroads there. The choice is clear. Something you've been struggling with. The choice becomes clear for you, Cancer. Let's see, what is this coming in for Cancer? What is coming in for Cancer? What blessing is coming in for Cancer during this cycle? You got Judgment in your favor too, Cancer. Okay, could be a Sagittarius connected to your situation. You're finally getting what you need to move. You're moving away from a very painful time in your life. And something is coming in here by the time you reach that new moon in Sagittarius that has you moving away from your troubles. You're releasing your troubles. Some influence that was really causing you a lot of stress is being cleared away. Maybe even the source of what has been stressing you out is being sent away from you. So I feel like you've been dealing with some situation that's been troubling you. It's been causing you grief, and it's been causing a lot of imbalance for you. This situation is moving away from you. So you're about to head into a lot smoother territory here. I see something with your finances balancing out as well. And just emotionally, you're going to be feeling like you're in a much calmer place. And for some of you, you're moving, and you may even be moving somewhere across a body of water. There could be a body of water connected to this. But this is moving out of a time of fluctuating fortunes. It's finally coming to a close, and whatever was causing you trouble, it's being sent away. And the way is going to be a lot smoother, and things are going to start coming into balance for you. And what felt like it was really far off and in the distance and out of view, your ships are going to finally start to come into view. So something is bringing more balance, more peace, more harmony, and also potentially a move as this really troublesome, quarrelsome, influence moves away from you. That's good, Cancer. Okay, Leo. Leo coming in at 127.44. Okay, Leo, you have the strength. You can do it. You can overcome the challenges of the past. You got what it takes to rise to this challenge. You may feel like you're standing alone, but you hold a lot of power in your hands. And you can transform this situation, Leo. I got a lot of sentience around this for you. What is coming in for Leo? How will Venus trine Jupiter bless up Leo? Wow, that came out. Look at that. Wow, no lies detected, man. You got the strength you need to turn this around. Something's going to turn out better than you expected. You've been facing something. It's been really rough for you, and it had the best of you for a while. But now you're being put in a position of power. And I do feel like you got a tangible opportunity here. Something that's really going to let you know that the tables have turned here. This is a big come up financially. This is also you really being seated in your power. And there's a lot of growth that comes through here for you. Somebody may also be investing in you. They could be an earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Somebody sees your worth, they see your value, and they're ready to be all in here. This could be a business opportunity coming your way. Whoever this is, on whatever level this is somebody that really sees that you have something of worth, something of value to contribute. It's being recognized. And I do feel like this hasn't always been the case, you know? You haven't always felt like you were being appreciated. You haven't always felt like somebody was willing to invest in you, be all in with you. But this is what's changing here. And this looks really good. Something is definitely getting solidified for you here. And you're overcoming something that in the past you were never able to rise to the challenge of. So there's a lot of growth here. And I think you're really going to feel a sense of self-satisfaction about this. There's this feeling of like, I did it. I did it. So this is you really hitting the mark with something that maybe you've been at it for a while, but you just felt like you didn't have what you needed, you know, to get the traction you needed, or you didn't have like the right track to go down where you could really throw yourself into it because you felt fully invested. And there's something you're really grappling with here that you get the better of finally, and you get the upper hand, and it does have you moving into that like Empress energy. There's something that grows here, and I feel grows financially, and it's the basis for a new future for you too. Looks really good, but that's funny. You do have this strength, right? And I think you're going to see just how strong you are. And when you see it, things will never be the same for you. Your life is going to start to really move forward in a very different way. On a strong foot. Absolutely. Look for news of this opportunity to come in for you. I feel like you're going to take it. Somebody's putting an offer on the table that you cannot resist, okay? And it is something that will grow. It will grow. And I think you're excited about it. Could involve a Sagittarius too, with the Page of Wands coming in there. Okay. Virgo coming in at 131.21. 131.21. Wow. All right. Some powerful energy coming in there, Virgo. There may have been something that really came to a head for you with the turning of the wheel and Samhain, Halloween. Really turned over a new leaf. You've been feeling a new energy come in ever since the close of October. It's been building momentum. And you also feel like your power is building here too. Ooh, I got a lot of sentience around that. Something's quickening here for you, Virgo. All right, what is this coming in for Virgo? What will Venus trine Jupiter bring in for Virgo? What will Venus trine Jupiter bring in for Virgo? What blessings come in for Virgo about a Sagittarius new moon with this Venus trine Jupiter transit? Whew. Well, look at that. You're going to have something in the palm of your hand. That's what I heard. Something's in the palm of your hand. You got an opportunity coming your way. You got an Ace of Pentacles. Spring's coming early for you. That's what I just heard. Spring's coming early for you. Your harvest is coming early. You don't need to wait to see this growth. Something's being put in your hands here. What do you got here? Just when you think some opportunity has passed you by that you were never going to get your wish fulfillment, something comes in out of the blue and fills your cup in the most unexpected way. Even as you're sitting here brooding and feeling despondent and disappointed, you're going to get an incredible gift that comes your way that takes you out of this space. It's going to make everything that happened in the past seem totally obsolete, right? You don't see it right now because you've been kind of closed off. I feel like you've dealt with some challenges. Try to open up a little bit more, okay? This is a real clue for you. You need to open up a little bit more. You need to get into your heart space a little bit more, let down the guards a little bit more. be open, because there's some special gift that wants to come in for you, but you've been a little bit distracted by past matters. So I think it's really important for you at this time to open yourself up to possibility, because where you experienced something that really made you shut down, that's about to turn around for you in the most unexpected way. But you could be distracted from seeing it, okay? So pay attention. Pay attention. This is an Ace of Cups coming in with an Ace of Pentacles. Something that's really going to fill your heart. It's something that comes in out of the blue. You're not expecting this. I feel like it's something that lifts you up out of your funk. There's some kind of disappointment you've been moving through, and it's about to turn around for you in the most unexpected way. And I think you'll be surprised, and I do think that you're going to want this. It's funny because both of the opportunities are like coming in from Spirit, you know? You're looking in the wrong place. Open yourself up. Spirit has something much better planned for you than what you're brooding about here. Just trust, okay? Your gifts are coming in a very unexpected way. They will give you something that makes your heart just light up. Your heart's going to feel very full with this. And not only that, it looks like it sets you up nicely on a material level too. Okay, so pay attention. Pay attention. Be a little bit more hopeful. Be a little bit more hopeful. You've been focusing on too much of what disappointed you when your fulfillment is just around the corner. All right? It really needs to come in for you, Virgo. You need to pay attention to that, okay? All right. Let's see what's coming in for Libra. Libra coming in at 135.42. All right, Libra. Brand new beginning for you. Something's manifesting here. Brand new vision manifesting for you. Something that moves you out of the crossroads. Gets you moving forward. I got sentience coming in around that. All right, let's see. What is Venus trine Jupiter bringing in for Libra? What is Venus trine Jupiter bringing in for Libra? How will Libra see their blessing come in by that new moon in Sagittarius on the 19th of December? Ooh, 7 of Swords, spicy. They'll never see it coming, and you might not either. That's what I just heard. 7 of Swords. Woo, whoa. You'll never see it coming. Something's already in motion here with the Knight of Swords in reverse. You'll never see it coming. Look at that with the Magician. Something's about to radically transform. And you got an Ace of Pentacles that's moving your way, coming in from the house of Cancer. So this is a blessing of Jupiter in Cancer heading your way. Maybe since it's retrograde, it's a retrograde opportunity being put in your hand. It's something you were supposed to receive that was held up. It was held up, and now it's not being held up anymore. It's being activated, and you got all the aces on the table here. Something's radically been transformed. So I like this. You got some kind of power in your hand. As above, so below. You called something down from the ether. It's rooting in your material reality. It's coming in a very unexpected way. It's something you should have received a long time ago. You're not going to see this coming. You don't see it coming. This could even involve a very unexpected communication from a very unexpected quarter. Whatever this is, it comes out of nowhere. And before you know it, you have this seed for your future that moves you forward quite rapidly here. You'll see a lot come to fruition with this by next Cancer season. Wow. Okay. Use these aces wisely. You got all those 4 treasures of the Tuatha De Danann in there, so make sure you use them wisely. Use that magic, use that power wisely. This is what you've been waiting for. You just don't see it coming, Libra. All right. And finally, Scorpio coming in at 138.58. Yes. New beginning on the other side of something that you balanced out and brought to a close. Something that puts you in a position of power, brings renewal into your life, Scorpio. What is Venus bringing in for Scorpio with that trine Jupiter action in the lead up to the Sagittarian new moon? What is Venus trine Jupiter bringing in for Scorpio in the lead up to that Sagittarian new moon on December 19th? Oh, you got kind of a similar energy to Libra. Somebody tried to swipe something from you, and I feel like these tables are being turned around. It's kind of like a little bit of a similar energy for Libra, okay? I mean, your energies have been connected there. Yeah, look at this. The shadow's been cast off. What was concealed is being revealed, and it puts a new pep in your step. This is happiness coming in for you. That Chariot's going to get to Ragnarok for sure. Yeah, you're eluding some tricky influences, man. You've been dealing with some people that maybe have been making things difficult for you, have been causing problems for you. You've been dealing with some thwarting forces, and whatever this is, that energy is being turned around and looks like you're the victor here. No more delays for you. These people may have been causing delays and blockages for you, or there was some situation you were dealing with that was causing delays and blockages for you. Not anymore. This is success. This is happiness. This is the happiest card in the deck. You're casting off the shadows. You're moving forward. You're moving forward as Epona's wild daughter. You're overcoming those heavy influences and you're charging forward here fearlessly. Look, even has the arms open, bravely into the future, heart wide open here. And there's a lot of happiness that is coming to bloom for you. You're getting to Ragnarok. I love it. Nobody can stop this success, this happiness, this light from building in your life. And I feel like whoever or whatever was working against you, even if it was subconscious influences, those influences are being sent away defeated, and you're rising to some personal victory and success in your life and a much lighter, brighter time as you move forward on your path towards, it looks like, your field of dreams that's starting to be seated here. So that's beautiful energy. All right, looks good. We just have to keep our eyes on the prize. We have to make sure we're following through with the work we need to do. But looks like some good stuff's in store, and that's something to feel positive about. So Godspeed, you wild roving band of questers. Make some magic happen.